Moving on, imagine posing yourself as a diplomat, running an embassy and even issuing fake diplomatic number plates for a nation that does not even exist. Well, that's the story of Harsh Vardhan Jain, a man who has been nabbed by the UPSTF in Ghaziabad. Harsh Vardhan was illegally running a West Arctica embassy from a rented house at Kavinagar in Ghaziabad and was claiming himself to be the ambassador of such countries like West Arctica, Saborga, Poulvia, Lodonia, etc. He used multiple vehicles with diplomatic number plates and employed morphed photographs with the Prime Minister, President and other dignitaries to influence people. His main activities included acting as a broker for companies and private individuals to secure work opportunities abroad and running a hawala racket as well through shell companies. Cash worth 44 lakh rupees was also seized by the UPSTF. Let's talk about the past connections of this individual. His past connections with Chandraswamy and international arms dealer Adnan Khashoggi have also come to light. Notably, in 2011, he was found in possession of an illegal satellite phone for which a case was registered at the Kavinagar police station.
UPSTF के नोएडा यूनिट ने दिनांक 22/7/2025 को गाजियाबाद में एक चल रहे अवैध दूतावास चला रहे व्यक्ति को पकड़ा है। इस व्यक्ति का नाम है हर्षवर्धन जैन, पुत्र जेडी जैन। ये रहने वाला KB 45 कविनगर गाजियाबाद का है। इसको अवैध दूतावास चलाते हुए गिरफ्तार किया है और इसके पास से काफ़ी सामग्री बरामद हुई है। ये हर्षवर्धन KB 35 कविनगर में एक किराए के मकान में अवैध दूतावास चला रहा था और ये अपने आप को वेस्ट आर्टिका, सबोर्गा, पोल्विया, लोडोनिया और इसके अलावा अन्य भी कई देशों का एम्बेसडर बताकर लोगों से बात करता था। इसके पास से कुछ गाड़ियां भी बरामद हुई है जिनमें इसने डिप्लोमेटिक तरीके की नंबर प्लेट्स लगा रखी है जो किसी भी जगह से अप्रूव्ड नहीं है।
In fact, we visited the fake embassy in Ghaziabad that has now been busted. My colleague Priyank tells you how the accused Harsh Vardhan Jain managed to con the system without being noticed for many years.
Baron of West Arctica, Lodonia and other countries which never existed on the world map are the countries' names which are mentioned on these high-end vehicles which are parked at this Kavinagar police station. There are more vehicles which can be seen here, which have been seized by the UPSTF. What is important to be noted that usage of these vehicles being done by these hawala operators in transportation of huge amount of cash has come into light. In case of small transaction, these vehicles were used, and in case of high amount of money in crores, these vehicles were used by these suspects. Harshvardhan was said to be very close aide of Chandraswamy, whose name figured out in 1980s. He was said to be very close aide of PV Narasimha Rao, the former Prime Minister, and his name also cropped up during the investigation of the assassination of the former Prime Minister of India, Rajiv Gandhi. But Adnan Khashoggi, being one of the key person who was involved in multiple arms deal, who was based out of Saudi Arabia, was also said to be close aide of Harshvardhan, which is certainly under the investigation of UPSTF. UPSTF has found multiple high-end wristwatches. They have also found huge amount of cash and also media accreditation card from the position of these people, which was certainly being used by them for transportation of huge amount of hawala money. Now the big question is that who were the beneficiaries, who were the people who were giving this consignment to Harshvardhan for transporting this amount of huge cash from Delhi, NCR and other states. Is a matter of grave investigation for the UPSTF.
Let's in fact go across to my colleague Priyank, who's joining us in the broadcast with some additional details, fresh inputs. Priyank, some big questions that come to fore after this crackdown. For how long was this fake embassy operating? How was it able to operate? And also, how many people have become victims of this fraudster?
See, Swati, what we have got to that since many years, this fake embassy was being operated in the satellite town of the Delhi NCR. And what is very alarming that these, embassy look-alike of the embassy registration vehicle were used for transportation of the hawala money. We know that the political nexus, which was already there in support of Harsh Vardhan Jain, who was initially arrested in the year 2011 with a satellite phone. Then he came back from South Africa, and later to that he was released. So there was something political system which was trying to back him, and then with the Adnan Sarogi, who was said to be one of the biggest middlemen with respect to arms deal, who he was based in Saudi Arabia, and his main conduit was Chandra Swamy, who was here, and his association with the former Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha has been known to multiple people. Now the fact of the matter is that what happened post that, because after failing to secure that kind of political connection, he opened this fake embassy, and these vehicles were used for Hawala transaction. Time and again, agencies have been indicating that the Hawala money route is starting coming through Ghaziabad nexus. So these vehicles, Swati, you can imagine, having tinted black glasses with the blue color of registration number plate, were never stopped by the local police official, and that's how crores and crores of money have been, exchanging hand without notice of the government of India. That is the next step of investigation for the UP STF. They know that they have seized crore worth watches. Cash has also been seized around 44 lakh. But who were these individuals who have been using Harshvardhan is the next step of investigation for the Ghaziabad police.
Absolutely. More information will come out now once the interrogation starts and the investigation proceeds. Priyank, thank you very much for getting us the details. Moving on, Vikas Barala, son of former Haryana BJP chief Subhash Barala, has been appointed as Assistant Advocate General in the Haryana government. The decision comes despite Barala being accused in the high-profile stalking and sexual harassment case involving IS officer's daughter, Varnika Kundu. The state government's notification issued on the 18th of July lists Barala among over 100 new law officers with his posting in the Delhi office of the Advocate General. His appointment has sparked outrage as Barala is still facing trial in the sexual harassment case. So what exactly is this case that we are talking about? Let me share more details with you. Accused in sexual harassment case, daughter of IS officer filed a complaint against him. Varnika Kundu alleged harassment. Vikas Barala was booked for stalking, wrongful restraint, attempt to abduct. This is the charge that he was facing. Vikas was lodged in Chandigarh's jail. The case is still pending and the trial is underway. In fact, the complainant in the case, Varnika Kundu, has also issued a statement shortly after this development where she says that this is a reflection of our values and standards. And she says the policy makers who run the country must remember that they work for the Indian citizen. She also says questions must be posed to the authorities as to whose ethics and values really allowed such a decision. The opposition has also launched a scathing attack on the BJP over recent appointments, with Congress accusing the party of hollow slogans like Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. They've demanded a probe into the entire appointment list, while the Indian National Lok Dal has also raised concerns over BJP leaders allegedly promoting their own children to key positions.
Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao slogan of Mr. Modi remains in paper. We all know that Mr. Modi speaks only slogans. He doesn't act. He supports those people who attacks, demean the women. It is not the first time. It is happening again and again. Mr. Modi's people treats women badly. This is another example, is the Haryana story.
ये उस भारतीय जनता पार्टी की उस दावे की पोल खोलता है जिसमें वो ट्रांसपेरेंसी की बात करते हैं, जिसमें वो कहते हैं कि हमारी जो सरकार है वो बिना पर्ची बिना खर्ची की सरकार है और सबका साथ और सबका विकास है। ये अपने ही दावे के ऊपर इनके करारा तमाचा इन्हीं की उस लिस्ट ने लगा दिया जिसमें विकास बराड़ा को डबल एजी लगाया गया है। और केवल विकास बराड़ा नहीं, उस आप लिस्ट को चेक करोगे तो उसमें बहुत सारे ऐसे भारतीय जनता पार्टी के बेटे या बेटियां या नेताओं के रिलेटिव्स हैं जिनको बैक डोर एंट्री दी गई है। आज मैं आपके माध्यम से पूछना चाहता हूं इस सरकार से कि क्या विकास बराड़ा की ऐसी क्या क्वालिफिकेशन है, किस आधार पे आपने उनको डबल एजी लगाया है? पूरा प्रदेश इस बात को जानना चाहता है।
Well, is this yet another case where the system has failed India's betis? We decided to put this question to you, the Janata. Listen into the reactions.
देखिए, सांसद का बेटा हो या किसी भी छोटे आम आदमी का बेटा हो, उससे मतलब नहीं। जिसके ऊपर ऐसे आरोप लगे हैं उस पर फुल इंक्वायरी होनी चाहिए। अगर ये आरोप सच हैं तो इतने बड़े पद पे ऐसे इंसान को नहीं रखा जाए तो ज्यादा बेटर है, क्योंकि लड़कियों की सेफ्टी इज वेरी इम्पोर्टेंट।
वो सब सिटीजन्स हैं इंडिया के, तो चाहे वो सांसद का बेटा हो चाहे विधायक का बेटा हो, सबके लिए तो एक ही लोग होते हैं। अगर हम करेंगे तो हमारे ऊपर भी कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए, कोई भी करे, चाहे वो सांसद हो चाहे जो, कार्रवाई तो करनी चाहिए।
तो क्या इस पद पे बैठाना गलत है उनको?
बिल्कुल गलत है। अब उनके ऊपर खुद ही आरोप लगे, तो वकील बन के आरोप लगे तो ये तो खुद ही गलत हो गया ना।
उनको तो तुरंत बिल्कुल हटा ही देना चाहिए। कहने का मतलब है कि ये सांसद अगर हैं, पावर में भी रहते हैं, तो मतलब इनको रहने का कोई अधिकार ही नहीं है। अगर कोई छोटा भी लड़का गरीब घर का भी अगर वो मतलब गलत कर रहा है तो कानून उसके लिए भी है और बड़े के लिए भी। जो सांसद हैं तो क्या वो पावर में है तो मतलब इस तरह की वो घटना करेंगे, वो घटना का कोई मोल नहीं है। मतलब कानून सबके लिए बराबर है।
अब कोई सांसद एमएलए किसी का भी बेटा हो, अब केवल ये प्रिविलेज थोड़ी ना है कि आप अगर सांसद के बेटे हैं तो आप कुछ भी कर लेंगे। सांसद आपको बनाया गया है जनता के लिए, आप उसी जनता को पूरा मतलब परेशान करो और फिर आपको सरकार एक बढ़िया सी नौकरी भी दे रही है। ये तो बहुत अच्छी प्रिविलेज है। ऐसे तो हम भी फिर सांसद के ही बेटे हो जाएं आराम से, कुछ जो मन हो वो करें और बढ़िया प्रिविलेज मिल रही है, नौकरी मिलेगी, लाइफ सेट है।
No one is above law. Anyone in the power or authority, they should be our leading light how to follow the rules and the constitution. If people at their level start abusing the power and misleading, that's a wrong direction for the youth of the country. And many people look up to them. You cannot just abuse the law and get away with it. And power being misused in this country is the biggest pain for us.
जो पावरफुल लोग हैं वो रूल का मिसयूज कर रहे हैं, तो उस मिसयूज को हमें हटाने के लिए कुछ अलग से स्पेशल रूल या रूल हैं हमारे, उनको इम्प्लीमेंटेशन की जो इशूज है उनको क्लियर करना चाहिए।
बहुत गलत है ये चीज़ होना नहीं चाहिए। जो भी प्रक्रिया है सबके खिलाफ एक ही होना चाहिए, चाहे कोई भी हो, अधिकारी का बेटा हो चाहे कोई भी बेटा हो, चाहे आम नागरिक हो, सबके लिए एक कानून होना चाहिए।
And with that, we're slipping into a very short break. But after the break, we'll tell you what's breaking the internet.